Everyone, this is Hassan from EDF Codemaster development team. In this video, I'm going to show you in a few steps how to install Salome Meca official singularity container on a Windows machine. This video comes in order to help most of the community users who don't have access to a specific Linux system and would still like to use Salome Meca with its official version that is produced by EDF. For that purpose, I'm going to share with you a WSL operating system that is already configured for use with Salome Meca 2022, but it's also compatible with older versions of Salome Meca if you prefer. So this WSL archive can be provided either as a self-extracting archive, like the one I have here on the desktop, or by a tar file that is a little bit bigger, about twice the size. So you can download whichever you prefer. Some browsers don't like to download executable files, so that is understandable. So you either have the self-extracting archive, the exe file, or the tar file that is about 1.85 gigabytes. The executable file is a little bit smaller in size, about 838 megabytes. So anyway, you need the tar file in order to install the WSL2 operating system on your Windows machine. So now that I have my tar file that is extracted on the desktop, I'm going ahead and start a PowerShell. And before starting doing some WSL commands, it's important to check that you have the latest version of WSL. And what I mean by the latest version is not only the latest kernel, but also the version 2 of WSL. And you can check that you have this latest version if you try this command, WSL set default version 2. The operation should be successful if you have already installed WSL. If you haven't, visit this website, aka.ms/WSL2, and you'll have more details on how to install WSL2. I think that starting this summer, Microsoft has been rolling WSL2 by default. So if you have an older installation that has WSL1, you can check how to update using the Microsoft official website. And I think it's a WSL install, set version, and there are straightforward commands. So now that I'm sure that I have WSL2, what I need to do is go ahead. I'm going to create in my C drive a folder. Okay, I'll call it Salome Meca. Okay, you can call it whatever you want. And actually, this is where I'm going to install the tar file and create a virtual disk for the WSL operating system. And in order to do that, I'm going to do WSL -- import. I'm going to give the machine a name. I'm going to call it SMeca. And then I'm going to point toward the tar file. Okay. And just before that, I'm going to put the address of where I want this machine to be imported. So the importation process can take a couple of minutes. What WSL is doing is it's actually just extracting the tar file into a virtual disk. And once it's done, it will be available in the WSL list of operating systems. So just wait a few seconds or a few minutes Okay, for me it just took about 20 seconds. And now, as you can see in my C Salome Meca, I have my disk. It's about 2 gigabytes of size that is ready to be used. So the next step is to check the lists of WSL systems. So I have a Ubuntu default system that's been installed through the Microsoft store, but now I have an SMeca system, which is the name I gave using this command. But in the commands, so do WSL-D SMeca. When I do that, WSL will open a bash shell inside the Salome Meca operating system that has just been extracted. So for information, this operating system is the Ubuntu 22.04, where there's a singularity installation that's already been done. But that's not all. We have also included in /opt/sm of this operating system some resources for ensuring that Salome Meca runs perfectly. And you can have a check on what's in the README file that explains how to use this operating system. So the basic idea is that in this WSL distribution, you just have to add your CIF file, so it's the singularity container file, anywhere in /opt/sm. So it can be downloaded here using a wget command, or you can just link it, which is the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to link. So I have a list of containers. Okay, for Salome Meca 22. So I'm going to link the Salome Meca LGPL 2022 into /opt/sm. So the command for doing that is ln-s for symbolic link, and then you just give the path to the Salome Meca file. So this file, you can download it from the official website in the downloads section. Download SMeca, and this is how you can download the file. You can also copy the link, and you can do the download. So I'm going to link it. If you don't have the file, you can just do wget-c, and then you copy the path, the URL, to download this file. wget-c allows us to continue the download in case it fails for some reason. So we have seen some of the users having trouble downloading the file. When using the wget utility in Linux, you can start it, run it again, and it will just continue at the point where it has stopped. So for me, I don't have to download it again. I just created. So if I just open to bash, and I can show that now I have a symbolic link from my F drive, which is mounted in /mnt/f toward the /opt/sm. So that's all you have to do. Now, in order to run Salome Meca, you can just run Salome Meca, which is a command that has been prepared for your work. And basically that's all you have to do. We have some information. So the new launcher in WSL automatically binds in singularity the Windows drives. So here I have C, F, and G are already mounted into singularity. We have some information about the graphical card and the display, and then we'll have Salome Meca, which is executed automatically by using this CIF file that is also automatically detected. So here I have Salome Meca, which is running from the WSL file from singularity. So this is the official Salome Meca. It is running on Windows, but on the Linux kernel of Windows. So I'll do some tests with you just to make sure everything is working. Most importantly, the graphic part. So this is the geometry module. You can see it works just fine. Creating a box. Graphically, everything works as expected. Go to the mesh module. I'll try to mesh this box using Salome Meca. Make sure that's also this available in Salome. So, okay, so it just generated a triangular mesh. Okay, and I can also check the Aster study module. For my test, I'm going to import the test that has model analysis of a pump. Format 13, import. Okay, you can check the mesh. Okay, so the calculation is over. It took about a minute. Here are the modes. Try to animate the modes. Okay, that should be a little bit harder than I thought. But it actually works. So if your purpose is to use Codacer in a qualified environment, this could be a very easy way to get started. Here I'm testing the 2022 singularity container. This should work for any Salome Meca container, whether it's 22, 21, 2019, or even the new versions of Salome Meca. You can also use the community provided parallel versions. That should work without a problem in this WSL distribution. There you go. I hope it's not been too long, and that this can help you get Salome Meca started on your Windows machine.